Hey guys, what's up? Shane here from Awake FX. Welcome to this trading video. Now, I'm very excited today. This is going to be a very unique trading video. You're going to get a lot of knowledge from this, so I do recommend you stay to the end. In this video, what I will be doing is showing you the mathematics around making 1000% return from your money using trading. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, that's impossible. This is clickbait. This is rubbish. It's very, very true. Very, very possible. And I'll prove it to you with the numbers. So make sure to stay to the end while I go through a number of slides to show you technically, mathematically, how you can make 1000% return. And doing that is by using a prop firm. Okay. And in this video, I'll also be speaking about Fundednext. So I've had a look at many different prop firms out there, and I've decided to work with Fundednext as a partner. And with Fundednext, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your platform with them. MetaTrader 4 is the one we're going to be using. And I am going to take a challenge, a two-step challenge with Fundednext to make 1000% return. So let me show you what this is all about. It's going to be a very interesting one. So without further ado, let's have a look at the numbers first. Now, guys, if you are someone who is considering taking a prop firm challenge, or you've already traded prop firms in the past, or you're going to do it, okay, this video is going to be a game changer for you. So please be patient. Keep with me here. I'm going to be going through some numbers, but it all will make sense over the next number of slides. Okay, so looking at this right now, what am I looking at? Let's assume or pretend, guys, for a moment, you have a $300 personal trading account, okay? First of all, I want to speak about what is 1000% return. Sometimes people get confused about the number of zeros that are involved. So we're going to take a look at this. A $300 personal trading account that you have. If you make 10% return, you're making $30 of profit. If you make a 100% return on your $300, that's a 1x return. It means you make $300. So a $300 account plus 100% is $600. Okay, stay with me. 1000% return then is a 10x profit return. So if you have $300 in your personal trading account and you manage to make 1000% return, you are making $3,000 on top of your $300. So in net result is $3,300. Okay, so let's have a look at the next slide here, guys. So the question is, how do you turn $300 into $3,300? That's the 1000% growth that we're looking for. Okay, now the wrong way to do it, as I mentioned, is to put your $300 into a personal trading account. And the reason why that's a very difficult thing to achieve is because you must make 1000% return from your $300. Now, there is a smarter way to do it, which we'll look at right now. A smarter way you can do it is to use your $300 to buy a $50,000 trading challenge. And you then grow this 50,000 simulated account by 19%. And with that 19% growth, instead of 1,000, you will get the $3,300 payout. Now, if you're completely new to trading and you're wondering, well, what is a trading challenge? We will talk about that shortly, okay? But in a nutshell, there are many trading prop firms out there who will provide you with capital to trade with, and you can do a profit share with these companies. And it's much easier, if you can imagine, it's much easier to grow a $50,000 account by 19% than it is to grow a $300 account by 1,000%. Okay, very different. Both would produce the same end financial result. So let's have a look at this in more detail. In this example, what I'm going to do is use a prop firm called Fundednext. This is one prop firm I've done a lot of research on that I'm working with at the moment. And what I want to explain here is that if you bought a $50,000 two-step simulated account challenge with Fundednext, that would cost you $299. In order to get funded to trade and to actually be able to take a withdrawal, you need to pass step 1 and pass step 2. And then once you get funded, grow your account to a specific amount. So let's look at this here now. So if you did buy a $50,000 two-step account with Fundednext, the first step is to grow that $50,000 to $54,000. So in step 1, the goal is to increase the account by 8%. Moving on, once you do that with step 1, we move on to step 2, and you get another 50,000 simulated account, but this time your task is easier. You need to grow that 50,000 account to 52,500 to pass step 2. So technically you're growing that account by 5%. Okay, stay with me. Once you do step 2 and you reach this 5% goal, you're then given a funded account in step 3 here. And with that, you receive 80% of the profit that you make at the beginning. So the goal here is to grow that $50,000 account to $53,000. So technically that's by 6%. Then you're able to do a withdrawal. How much have you made on this account in step 3? Once you're funded, you made $3,000. So let's look at the calculation of what you would get paid out from this Fundednext account as an example. Here's your $3,000 that you made step 3 with your funded account. You will get 80% of that figure as part of your payout, which is $2,400. But one fantastic thing that Fundednext do that I don't think any other funded companies do is they give you 15% of what you made in step 1 and step 2. This is quite unique in the prop firm industry. So in step 1, you made 4,000 simulated funds. In step 2, you made 2,500 simulated funds. That's 6,500. They will give you 15% of that figure on your first payout. Okay. And that amount down here is where the 975 comes from. Okay. So you will get a payout of $3,375 if you can do step 1, step 2, step 3. How much money have you put in? $299. How much money are you getting out? $3,375, which is over 1,000% return on your money. Now, I want to say categorically at this point in time, not everyone can do step 1, step 2, step 3. I completely understand that. I am going to do this for you from transparency purposes because I really appreciate each and every person that joins this trading channel. So I'm going to do step 1, step 2, step 3, and do this 1,000% return, especially for you, the viewers, okay? Now, it's going to take some time. I've been trading for 15 years, so I know how trading works at this stage in my life. But over time, I'm going to work with a 50,000 challenge account from Fundednext, and I'm going to grow that account over the next couple of weeks, few months, whatever time it takes, step by step until I get my payout just like this. And we're going to document it here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for updates on this challenge. Now let's go to the next screen, because your question probably is at this point is, well, Shane, how are you going to make 4,000 in step 1? How much should I risk per trade? How much should I be targeting per trade? How many trades will I be taking? Yeah, there's a lot of questions to answer here. So let's try and go through this, okay, on the next slide. Now, what this is, guys, is just an example I'm going to show you here, okay? Now, back to step 1, step 2, and step 3. When you have a $50,000 account with Fundednext, you have a drawdown, which means the maximum amount you can lose is 10% of that account, which 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. So technically, if you look at this here, step 1, the drawdown, okay, the max amount you can lose is 5,000. So really, I am using $5,000 in order to make $4,000 to pass step 1. On to step 2. Technically, I have $5,000 of wiggle room to use to make this $2,500 in step 2. And then once I'm funded, it's the same. It's a $50,000 account, yes, but I can't drop below 45,000 or I lose the account. So I have this 5,000 buffer or drawdown, we call it, to make 3,000 in step 3. And that's how we're going to do the challenge. Now, let's use an example risk strategy here. If I'm to risk $500 per trade, we call 500 is R, 1 R. I'm looking to make $1,000 on my winning trades, which is 2 R. So let's look at a sample number of trades. Let's say I have 8 winning trades. The 8 wins multiplied by the 1,000, I would make $8,000 of profit, simulated profits. If I have 8 losses, using the $500 risk per trade, I would lose 500 times 8, $4,000 in this example. But I would make net result from these 16 trades, 4,000. So these are the kind of numbers I will be working with as part of this challenge myself personally for you guys. Okay, and we're going to document it. I will release a video showing the trades and where I got in and out of trades, for example. Now, I have to have a special rule. And what is that special rule? Well, if you look at having a 5,000 drawdown, if I'm risking $500 per trade and I lose 10 trades in a row, then I've lost all the $5,000. So I have a rule here that if my drawdown decreases from 5,000, and let's say I lose 5 trades and I'm down to 2,500 left of drawdown, which technically is a $47,500 balance in that 50K account, then I will reduce my risk to $250 per trade instead of $500 per trade. So that will give me more potential trading opportunities. And this rule will prevent me from blowing up the account or bringing the account to zero. So it's a very subtle rule, but it'll be very, very helpful. Right, guys, so we've done all the numbers. We've had a look at the blueprint that I'm going to use to do the 1000% challenge. Now, which prop firm am I going to use? There's a lot of choice out there at the moment. I get many prop firms that even contact me, asking me to work with them. And I've always said no in the past. But right now, I've decided to say yes to this particular one. They're called Fundednext. We're going to take a look at their website. We're going to log into the back end. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them, and we're going to use them to pass this challenge. So without further ado, let's have a look at the Fundednext website. Okay, guys, so this is the website for Fundednext. Now, Fundednext are a prop firm which funds traders who successfully pass their challenges. Now, they've got various different challenges available at various different sizes. So we're going to have a look at the one that I'm planning to use here for this 1000% challenge I spoke about already. So if we scroll down the bottom of their website here, you can see these various different plans that they have, okay? There's a Stellar, Stellar Light, Evaluation, and Express. You can actually click on these various different plans and see all the different metrics here on the left and all the different numbers and everything. But what I'm going to be doing is the Stellar account, and there's a 2-step and a 1-step. Obviously, if you do the 1-step, it'll cost you more. I'm choosing the 2-step Stellar $50,000 account, and as you can see there, the fee is $299 for that one. As I mentioned, the beautiful thing about this particular prop firm is they have this 15% profit share from your challenge phase. So when you pass step 1 and pass step 2 of the challenge, you will, on this $50,000 account, be entitled to $975. Many other prop firms don't offer this at all. So the profit target in this 50,000 plan, as I mentioned before, is 8% in phase 1 and 5% in phase 2 in order to pass and be entitled to get the funded account to trade with. The maximum daily loss is 5%. The max overall loss is 10%. It's a balance-based drawdown. So that what that means is as you make profit, there's no trailing drawdown. The drawdown sits at the $45,000, and as you grow your account, you can have fluctuations obviously in your P&L, but you can't lose more than $45,000 on the account. There's a minimum of 5 trading days. And one other thing, guys, I wanted to mention is, see this profit split is up to 95%. So by default, it will be 80%, but you can pay for an add-on at checkout so that instead of having an 80% payout, you can have a 95% payout as well. Okay, just to make that clear. And if we go up to the very top of the page here, see FAQ, any question that you have, you go in here, everything's probably been answered in here. You know, you can click, for example, the product itself. You click on product, you can go to the exact challenge you're considering doing. So let's say the one I'm doing, Stellar 2-step challenge, frequently asked questions. So here's answers to all questions related to that particular challenge type. For example, here, is news trading allowed? Yes, news trading is allowed, and I'd never recommend anyone trading during the news. I always close my trades before news and wait till after the news before I initiate new trades. But you can technically trade through news. So all the information you need is here in the frequently asked questions. Another important thing to mention here as well is in relation to payouts. They have guaranteed payouts if you meet all the criteria, if you follow all of the rules, but also they will initiate the payout within 24 hours. So if you request a payout and you're entitled to a payout, they will process that payout within 24 hours, send you confirmation of the payout that's on its way to you. And if there's any form of delay there, they will pay an extra $1,000 with your payment if there's any kind of delay from their processing on their side. So very, very interesting that they do offer that there too. So what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to log in here up at the top. I'm going to show you the account that we're going to be using for the challenge. I'll just show you a little bit more inside Fundednext platform, how to use it, etc. So here you can see the challenge that I will be using. It's a 2-step challenge. It's a $50,000 account. And MetaTrader 4 is the platform that I will be using. Now, when you purchase the account at checkout, you can choose MetaTrader 4, mt4, cTrader. There's multiple platforms you can use. I will be using MetaTrader 4. Now, to click here on the right, you click on Dashboard. This will give you statistics about how you are performing. So within here, once you click Dashboard, you can see my name at the top. It's a $50,000 account. It's a 2-step challenge. Gives you all the information about the challenge that you're currently doing. You have your logins, your master passwords, etc. And if you scroll down here a little bit, you can see statistics. So your balance, your profit and loss, your drawdown, trading days, all these statistics will update automatically as you're trading your MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 or cTrader account. You can see down here at the bottom, we have the daily loss limit is $2,500. So I can't lose more than $2,500 on any one trading day. The overall loss limit here on the right is $5,000. So I can't lose more than $5,000 on this $50,000 account. That's the drawdown, the max drawdown. The minimum trading days there, you can see just above my head is 5 trading days. You must be trading at least 5 trading days. Profit target in step 1 here is $4,000, as we've spoken about already. Step 2 is $2,500. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is download your platform of choice. On the left-hand side here, you can go into what's called utilities. That utilities section here, if I click on it, it'll show you various different downloads that you can use in here. So there's various different downloads in here you can check out. Here's the mt4 download for Windows on the left. We've got MetaTrader 4, so that's the download I will be downloading. So I click download, it'll download MetaTrader 4, and then you go back over to your username and password and you'll put them details in order to set up that account. Within here also there is the cTrader download if you want to use cTrader as well, but I will be using MetaTrader 4 download. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to download MetaTrader 4 by clicking on this. Okay, it'll bring it into my downloads. I just click next, 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 set it up, and then I put in my username and password once MetaTrader 4 is downloaded. To get your username and password, you click back to accounts, click on dashboard, and the username and password you'll be using here is the login here at the top, and your master password to log into, let's say, MetaTrader 4 in this case. So let's bring up my MetaTrader 4. So this is my MetaTrader 4 platform with Fundednext. Okay, so it is a simulated account that will be using the past step 1, step 2. I've just removed my face there so you can see down the bottom left, there's my $50,000 $8 starting balance. What we're looking at here is the SPX 500. This will be one market I'll be trading. The other market will be EU or USD, which is the Eurodollar. Is the other market that I will be trading. When you download MetaTrader 4 at the very beginning, you will have 4 charts, and also the backgrounds and the colors of the candlesticks and everything may not be suitable for you. So I'll share with you my settings here. Once you have one MetaTrader 4 chart, you can click on either to have one of these open, high, low, close charts, or top here. See that little icon here? That's for the candlesticks. And if you want to copy my settings, if you right click on the chart, you click on properties, these are my settings. You can just copy exactly what I have there. See colors, my background, there we go, light cyan, which is this color here. And my foreground is black. That means all the text and numbers on the X and Y axis is black. Grid, none. I don't like having a grid, so I leave it at none. Bar up is green. Bar down is black. Bull candle, I have sea green, that color there. And then bear candle, black. Line graph, black. Volumes, lime green. Ask and stop levels, red and red. So once you do that, your chart will look like mine once you save these settings. On to common. See this other little tab here, common. What I recommend here is to see this chart auto scroll. Make sure that's unticked. See, chart auto scroll, make sure it's unticked. And then you go, okay. And then in order to make sure every chart looks like this when you open up other markets, you need to right click, template, save template, and call the template default, default. And that means whenever you open up a chart again, it will have and these colors as a default setting. You can see I have EU or USD and SPX 500 down here as my main charts. What I recommend to do is right click in the top left here underneath Market Watch and click Show All to see all the various markets that you can trade, because you can trade currencies here, you can trade commodities like gold, silver, you can trade various different equities. Okay, so the one equity we're looking at is SPX 500, which is the equivalent of the S&P 500 or the ES chart. It's a derivative product. The EU or USD is the Eurodollar, obviously. If you want any other market here to be displayed as a tab, you can actually, let's say, if you wanted gold, here's gold, XAU, USD. You can click, hold your left mouse button and drag that down here to this little area in the bottom left, release. And you see there we've got XAU, USD. That's the gold chart there, you know. So that's how we set up MetaTrader 4, how we can use MetaTrader 4. I've just shown you, my colors, my settings that I have for it. I like to have one chart, not multiple charts here on the right, because I only use MetaTrader 4 for execution. I'm not using MetaTrader 4 to do my analysis. I use TradingView for all my analysis, but then I use just this MetaTrader 4 for placing my trades. So if you're looking at the Eurodollar chart like this, you want to place a trade, you'll be clicking New Order at the top here. Obviously, your trade size is specific to the account size that you have. Personally, I'll be looking at on the Eurodollar either 2.5 lots or 5 lots in most of my trades. If I have a 10 pip stop and a 5 lot trade, it's $500 at risk. If I have a 2.5 lot trade and a 10 pip stop loss, that would be $250 of risk on the trade, just to give you an idea of that. So there we go. We're ready to begin, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, guys, thanks very much if you've made it this far in the video. We have discussed risk management. We've also discussed Fundednext as a prop firm, and there is 5% off all of their challenges. There is a link in the description. There's a coupon code as well to use, AwakeFX, should you make a purchase of one of their challenges. And I do get a small commission for doing so. Separate to that, I do live stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every week. So if you want to see how I map the market and analyze the markets in real time, hunting for trades, check out awakefxmentorship.com. There's a link in the description as well. And just make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications and you won't miss out on any future videos I have for you. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care, and I wish you trading success in the future.